Okay, we now have a surprise speech coming from one of the bridesmaids. Here is Gemma.
Guys, this is only going to be like 30 seconds, but I just had a few things I wanted to say to Gavin. No, I've always been really privileged to have a big brother and a big sister, but I've now got another big brother who over the past 5 years has been absolutely amazing, always been there for me and been so supportive. And I want to thank you for making my sister so happy. And I'm so pleased to say you're in the family now, officially. You've always been, but now it is official.
Okay, we now have another surprise guest speaker. We're going to limit him. I'm going to just judge by the general tone of things how you're getting on. And if I need to reach quickly for the microphone, I just want to see a couple of shows of hands. That's enough. Anyway, my father, PB.
Well, I think it's about time that Gavin at his 31 years should get 31 minutes. So I'm going to give this particular exercise in front. Just a brief outline of Gavin's life, if I may, just because maybe not everybody realises that he actually is a Scot. He was born in Scotland. His propensity to wear skirts does oppose this particular aspect of it. But, as I say, we had a hotel in Edinburgh from 77, Gavin was born in 79, and at the stage when he was born, we then looked at the combination of Andrew, who was born in Northern Ireland, and Gavin, who was born in Scotland, saying, okay, well, one can play rugby for Ireland and one can play rugby for Scotland. And, oh, well, what have we got? One that goes sailing and the other that plays for Hollywood. So we moved on from there. We moved from the hotel in Edinburgh to a nice house apartment in Inverleith, and had a 2-bedroom apartment for 4 of us. And Gavin grew up
in the cupboard.
In the cupboard was that small that I had to dismantle the cot to put it into it and reassemble it so that he could spend his nights in that. And when we were sitting in the lounge enjoying ourselves, we kept the door closed, and then we had to remember to open it so that we could breathe during the night. And from there we moved back to the house beside the hotel, and there we stayed for many years. And Gavin learnt his early entrepreneurial aspects to the whole thing, because we would wonder where he would go to in the early morning on a Saturday and Sunday, and that was him going around the bar in the hotel, checking under all the cushions to see if all of the punters the night before the change had fallen out of their pockets and all the rest of it. And with that, we grew up in Edinburgh and all the rest. As I say, Cheryl obviously was a major influence in how the kids were brought up. I did run a hotel, played an occasional game of golf, and the rest of fatherhood did pass me by a wee bit. So with that, as I say, Cheryl and Marbreen, who's here tonight, and Christine, it's lovely that they were able to make the journey over here this evening. As I say, it was a wonderful way of seeing how life developed from really not knowing, because we were strangers there, and we were accepted totally. As I say, we moved through life in lots of ways in Edinburgh, and in between times we did make occasional visits back to Northern Ireland. And I remember one time Gavin saying, he said, I like going back to Northern Ireland. I said, why is that? He says, a family here. And then it proved to be so, because we did move back to Northern Ireland, and he does have family here, and there's lots of family here this afternoon. Then the pub came on the way, and Gavin was still too young to be a part of it, but was still taking an interest in how it was going, so he was commissioned, for want of a better word, to the kitchen, which was a place he obviously wanted out of totally. He couldn't wait to get a bit older, and so he graduated from the kitchen to being a member of the serving staff of the pub, and then in the end he qualified to work behind the bar and be in a managerial position, which, as I say, has proved to be part of his education and part of his, what I think, success. He's done extremely well. We had a small hiccup. He did, when I sold the pub, Gavin was kept on, and Mark McCrory and Andy, who took it over, and Mark on more than one occasion came up to me and he said, "Thank you for selling me the pub, but more than that," he said, "thank you for Gavin, who came with it and who was part of the management that continued the structure and allowed Mark and Andy to do such a wonderful job they've done on the pub and restaurant." So it moved through to a natural thing. Gavin moved on eventually. We had a worrying few years when he got involved in the Kremlin. We weren't quite sure what way he swung at that stage. So things moved on a bit better than that. So in the end, he did move to Botanic Inns and went on to bigger and better things. And it was during this time that Sarah was in the Dirty Duck, and they met. And now we've seen the fulfilment of that meeting and everything else. So I think that's a wee potted history. I'm almost trying to keep it under 31 minutes. I just think it's absolutely brilliant. I think the most wonderful couple. Such a proud father, and actually for Cheryl, I've got to say, for the job she did in bringing Gavin up in most of my absence, I just think it's wonderful. I would just then have a couple of things to say just before I welcome Sarah into our family. Is Jacques Gabor was inclined to make a statement about the thing, a man in love is incomplete until he's married. When he is, he's finished.
Well, very appropriate, PB. Eh?
The one last comment I have is that remember, in life, sometimes you're the pigeon and sometimes you're the statue. So Sarah, welcome to our family. It's great to have you, and to Gavin and Sarah, all the very best for the future.